Imagine trying to heat a nice dinner, but there's a stranger standing right outside the restaurant window, just staring intensely at your plate without blinking.
Oh, that sounds awful. I mean, you'd lose your appetite instantly.
Exactly. And today on this deep dive, we're looking at how that exact, hidden weight of being watched is secretly shaping feline behavior. We're stepping behind the scenes into the daily logs of the Bali Cat Center.
Right, and instead of, broadcasting loud, top-down expert theories, our mission today is to look at a stack of their calm, modest field notes. We really want to see what everyday observations can teach you about a cat's social environment.
Because, flipping through these center logs, you start to realize how much more you learn when you stop trying to actively manage an animal, when you just, watch their day unfold.
Yeah, I mean, a seemingly minor detail often reveals this massive underlying force.
So let's unpack one of those minor details. There's a note here about a cat named Bola Ruri. She actually suddenly stopped eating her meals.
Right, and the staff didn't change her food or her schedule at all. They literally just moved her bowl.
Wait, they just moved it?
Yeah, it was placed next to a transparent divider, and on the other side of that glass, a neighboring cat named Pasek was fully visible.
Oh, wow. So we tend to think that, physical separation solves everything. Like there's glass they can't touch, so the environment is perfectly secure.
Exactly, but these logs prove that social spacing for felines is just as much about sightlines as it is about physical distance.
So visual pressure acts almost like a physical wall in their environment. Even though the glass stops the pause, it doesn't stop the psychological pressure of that neighboring cat's gaze.
No, it really doesn't, and the biology behind it is fascinating. In the wild, a prolonged stare without blinking is basically the immediate precursor to a predatory strike or a territorial attack.
Jeez. So when Pasek is visible through that glass looking at Bola Ruri, her nervous system is literally preparing for a fight.
That's exactly it. That sudden spike in adrenaline completely shuts down her digestive drive. She just can't eat.
Man, if a cat's appetite can be entirely derailed by a single glance through a window, it really makes you wonder how visual pressure affects their baseline personality over a longer period.
Oh, absolutely. Which brings us to another really telling note in these logs. This one about a cat named Nala Julie.
Right, so Nala Julie arrived at the center exhibiting what looked like severe anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
She was, quiet, jumpy, and walked around with her tail tucked super tightly.
Yeah, and the staff noted this was a massive red flag, but only because they had established a clear behavioral baseline for her. They knew from previous data that she is normally a highly playful, very confident cat.
Okay, I do have to push back a bit on the center's conclusions here, though.
Oh, how so?
Well, the notes mention her stress was caused by being watched by other cats while she was out of her enclosure. But we know cats are visually driven predators who track movement all day, right?
Right, they definitely are.
So where is the line between natural predatory observation and, toxic social pressure?
Yeah.
Aren't they just being curious observers?
I mean, that's a fair question. The line is really drawn at sustained intent. The center's logs caught other cats, like Neo and Jeju, locking onto Nala Julie with a direct, unbroken stare.
Ah, I see. So it's not just a passing glance.
Exactly. As a predator, tracking a fluttering bird is a hunting reflex. But receiving a rigid, unblinking stare from a peer, well, that's a direct territorial challenge in feline communication.
Oh, wow. So it's not just casual observation, it's active intimidation.
Yeah. And tracking a timeline of her whole day is really the only way to catch that. If you just look at one snapshot of Nala Julie hiding in a corner, you just diagnose her as a scared cat.
Right. And then you miss the root cause entirely.
Exactly. The daily logs allow you to see the hidden pressures piling up. They capture those invisible sightlines across the room that gradually, chip away at a cat's sense of security.
Until they deviate entirely from their baseline.
Yeah.
Which brings us to what this means for you listening. Because, you don't need to run a professional cat boarding center to apply this knowledge.
No, definitely not. Knowing your own cat's baseline behavior can actually help you spot hidden visual pressures right in your own home.
So if your normally relaxed cat is suddenly skipping meals or acting jumpy, you should probably trace the sightlines in the room, right?
Yeah, you might find a neighborhood cat sitting outside the glass patio door just staring in. The physical barrier is there, sure, but the visual threat is actively flooding your cat's system with stress hormones.
It all goes back to that restaurant window. We think a look is just a look, but for them, it's a tangible force.
It really is. It changes their entire environment.
Which leaves me with this final, slightly uncomfortable thought. If cats are this acutely sensitive to the visual pressure of being watched by their peers, how often is our own constant human eye contact, something we do entirely out of love,
Yeah.
actually creating quiet stress for them in their own happy place?